Every company wants to become AI first. But what happens when you move too fast, connect too much, and give AI more authority before the organization is ready? This is the story of one CIO who found out the hard way. 2:13 a.m. Northstar Global's headquarters was almost completely empty, but its financial systems were wide awake. In less than 3 minutes, the company executed 317 transactions. Supplier orders changed. Inventory commitments shifted. Payments were authorized. Nobody had requested any of it. Security traced the activity to an account that didn't belong to finance. It didn't belong to IT, and it didn't belong to any employee. The identity console displayed 2 words: unknown principal. Security tried to disable it. The activity continued. They called the CIO. Daniel Mercer answered, half asleep.
What the hell happened? We don't know. Are we under attack? We don't think so. Then shut it down. Shut it down now. There was a pause. Daniel, we don't know which one.
And almost everything that caused that moment had started as a success. 43 weeks earlier, Daniel Mercer had one assignment: make Northstar AI first before its competitors. His CEO wanted results, not another strategy deck. So Daniel created Project Ascend. The promise was simple: AI everywhere in 90 days. Copilots rolled out across the company. Employees loved them. Productivity increased. Adoption reached more than 90%. Copilots rolled out across the company. Employees loved them. Productivity increased. Adoption reached more than 90%. Then came AI for sales, finance, HR, marketing, customer service, operations, enterprise search, automation, agents. Every month brought another dashboard showing progress. Northstar even announced publicly, "We are now AI first."
Daniel was congratulated by the board. And when security raised concerns about employees using unapproved AI tools, Daniel gave the answer leaders often give when everything seems to be working: "We'll clean that up later."
The first cracks. A customer service assistant exposed information from another customer's contract. An HR assistant quoted a policy that had been retired 2 years earlier. A sales agent offered a discount outside its normal authority. Security discovered 14 unauthorized AI applications, then 31, then 74. And one morning, they discovered something strange. A production system had been accessed using something created by an employee who had left Northstar 6 months earlier. Daniel assumed the problem was security, so he bought more security, more monitoring, more controls, more DLP, more identity protection. Security spending went up, but the incidents continued. The company disagrees with itself. Then something happened that changed the question completely. Finance AI recommended canceling a supplier contract. Procurement AI recommended renewing it. Legal AI recommended renegotiating. Operations had already reordered inventory, assuming the supplier would remain. Sales had already promised delivery dates based on that inventory. Daniel stared at the reports. Which system is right? Nobody knew, because Northstar had never built one intelligence architecture. It had built dozens. Different knowledge, different permissions, different models, different policies, different owners, different definitions of truth. Daniel asked his architects to map every AI system in the company. They stopped counting at 37, 83, 126, 197. That was when Daniel finally understood. They hadn't eliminated the company's silos, they had automated them. Then came the agents. Daniel should have slowed down. Instead, Northstar accelerated. Agents were the next big promise. AI that didn't just recommend, AI that could act. An operations agent could detect shortages. A procurement agent could generate orders. A finance agent could approve spending. Agents could use tools, call APIs, trigger workflows, and increasingly talk to other agents. The results were incredible. Tasks that once took days happened in minutes. Costs dropped. Executives loved it. Then Daniel asked one question: how are agent permissions being governed? The answer was, we're working on it.
The incident. 3 weeks later, back into the present. It was 2:13 a.m.
Daniel arrived at headquarters while the transactions were still being investigated. The first theory was a cyber attack. Wrong. The second was stolen credentials. Wrong. The third was a rogue AI. Also wrong. The systems were approved. The credentials were valid. The actions were permitted. An engineer reconstructed what happened. Operations detected a possible inventory shoal. It asked procurement to optimize supply. Procurement identified a favorable contract opportunity. Legal interpreted the contract. Finance verified available funds. Another system detected favorable pricing. The workflow executed. Daniel asked,
Who approved the transaction? The workflow was authorized. By whom? It inherited authority. From whom? Nobody answered.
Daniel told security to disable the agent. They couldn't because the first agent had already passed work to another system, and that system had passed authority to another workflow and another. There was no single AI to shut down. Northstar had created hundreds of systems capable of passing context, permissions, and actions between one another. Every individual system was working. The company wasn't. The real reveal. The revelation of what actually caused the chaos.
The post-mortem found something more disturbing than a rogue AI. Nothing had actually gone rogue. Each decision made sense locally. The forecast was reasonable. The inventory response was reasonable. The contract interpretation was reasonable. The financial approval was reasonable. The automation was authorized. Every individual action made sense. Together, they produced an irrational outcome. Local intelligence is not organizational intelligence. Northstar hadn't suffered an AI rebellion. It had suffered fragmented organizational logic operating at machine speed. When Daniel's team rebuilt the program, the mistake became obvious. They had implemented the capabilities in the wrong order. Access before identity, proliferation before governance, retrieval before data protection, automation before process intelligence, scale before evaluation, machine authority before human authority, agents before agent governance, orchestration before reliability. The technology wasn't the problem, the sequence was.
So Northstar created a new roadmap, not a shopping list, a dependency model, 43 capability categories, 43 weeks, one architecture, identity, governance, security, data, models, knowledge, integration, automation, functional AI, agents, orchestration, decisions, outcomes, learning. 3 months later, Daniel returned to the boardroom. The CEO looked at the new roadmap. When do we turn the agents back on? Daniel looked at Category 1, Human and Machine Identity/Agent Permissions. Then he answered,
When we can tell you exactly who or what is acting, on whose authority, with what permissions, against what resource, for what purpose, and whether we can revoke that authority immediately.
The room went quiet. Daniel closed the presentation. The technology was never the hardest part. The hard part was making the company intelligent enough to use it. Northstar is fictional. The problem isn't. Organizations everywhere are deploying artificial intelligence faster than they are redesigning themselves to use it well. And more AI does not automatically create a more intelligent enterprise. Sometimes it simply creates a faster version of the fragmentation that was already there.